Okay, this great paper just came out and it connects directly to the theme of symbiosis and this channel as human work is augmented by AI. It's really about the promise of AI working together with humans and this whole notion of creating a better, more abundant world that's empowering for everybody. AI can essentially augment human capabilities. It can automate really tedious tasks, right? And provide insights and solutions to complex problems. It's this collaboration that can lead to these advances in healthcare, education, transportation, agriculture, and just really any industry that you're involved in. And this, of course, is the central theme of this channel, the symbiotic interaction of technology and humanity. AI, of course, being at the core of this very transformation. So with AI's ability to process large amounts of data, learn from it, humans can basically make more informed decisions and develop innovative solutions to a lot of these global challenges. And ultimately, it's this symbiosis, this partnership between humans and AI that has the potential to increase productivity, improve the quality of life, and potentially contribute to this more equitable and sustainable future. That's the vision, ideally, right? I can definitely talk about the dark side. I could talk about the risks, but I'll save that for another video. For now, I'll explore how progress in machine learning opens up this broad set of economic possibilities based on this research paper that was conducted by the National Bureau of Economic Research called Generative AI at Work by Eric, I'm going to butcher this name, Brynjolfsson, Danielle Lee, and Lindsay R. Raymond. And essentially, the study shows that using a generative AI is far more productive in the workplace. It can increase worker productivity, improve customer satisfaction, and decrease employee turnover. The AI generated recommendations basically helped workers resolve more customer issues per hour as they quantified it, with less experienced and lower skilled workers benefiting the most. So that's super interesting because the lower skilled workers benefited the most because of the models, because the machine learning models essentially modeled after the highest performing, most effective, probably based on inputs of customer NPS scores. And these AI assistance algorithms increased the productivity of agents by, they said, 14% or so. It's measured by the number of customer issues they're able to resolve per hour, in contrast to studies of prior, different waves of computation. You find that these gains disproportionately to less experienced and lower skilled workers. And that's because these ML systems work by capturing and disseminating the patterns of behavior of the most productive agents. So from a data engineering perspective, it's interesting. The machine learning algorithms in this context work by analyzing large data sets of worker behavior and customer interactions. The algorithms themselves, they identify patterns of behavior that are associated with high productivity and customer satisfaction, like we said. These patterns are then used to generate recommendations that can help the less experienced, lower skilled workers perform more effectively. So by using machine learning, the AI system is able to capture, model these behaviors, and the system takes this information and more workers adopt the best practices. So you literally have these two windows. One is the chat window of the lower skilled workers talking to customers as they're getting a ton of inquiries, bitching about certain products. My service didn't come in on time, my package didn't come in on time, or whatever. And then they have an open window in which the AI is prompting them and basically suggesting these interesting texts or these optimal texts in response to the customer inquiries. Now that's super interesting. So it's not an automated chatbot that's doing this. It's a human in the loop that's deciding whether or not to use the AI prompt, in this case, to the human, to the agent. So this approach differs from a lot of different waves of computerization. And then, ultimately the workers are able to learn from each other, improve their performance. This leads to greater job satisfaction and basically lower turnover rates. So here, the researchers likely used natural language processing techniques to analyze the text of agent conversations, and the results of the study suggest that AI recommendations are encouraging these low-skilled workers to communicate more effectively. The research highlights several avenues for future exploration. While generative AI has the potential to serve as kind of this more versatile technology, it's important to recognize that deploying it through various systems, processes, and even institutional environments and situations, this affects could potentially vary across different companies and production scale processes. So the study focused on a particular setting where the product and technical support questions were stable, they're highly controlled, and you could probably do like a control exposed comparison based on the effectiveness of how these particular agents performed with or without the AI help. So all in all, it's essential to continue exploring and evaluating the potential of these generative AIs in different contexts and industries to fully understand their capabilities and, even more importantly, their limitations. I mean, I'm still using ChatGPT, and I've had to submit feedback numerous times because it would generate a response that is simply untrue or just does a poor job of summarizing text and things like that. As a potential general purpose technology, generative AI can and will be deployed in lots of different ways, and it should be generalized, but in the example of this research paper, in a context in which the environment is changing rapidly, the relative value of AI recommendations based on historical data could be different. So the study calls out that these results don't capture the potential of longer-term impacts of AI, skill demand, job design, wages, or customer demand. And they give an example here that more effective technical support could accelerate the trend towards contact center agents basically taking on more complex customer responsibilities. And again, up-leveling those skill sets between the lower-level employees and the higher-level employees. And finally, they raise questions, the research does anyway, about whether or not workers should be compensated for the data that they provide to AI systems. Data sovereignty is going to be king in the future. In this new era of data, users should definitely be compensated for their data because they own that data. My attributes are my attributes. My nail filings are my nail filings. My choices, how I think, and all of these things all play a role in how these highly engineered decision-making systems and automated systems will impact my behavior. Therefore, I should be compensated for my data, but that is a whole other story. Given the early stage of generative AI, a lot of questions now start to open up, but I hope that this gives you a glimpse into how symbiosis works between humanity and technology, in particular, how AI can potentially start automating the workplace.